Welcome back to the Climber Dad channel. Today we're going to be talking about T-nuts that have gone bad, why they go bad on the wall, and how to deal with them. T-nuts are these things that are on the back of the wall that you screw on your climbing holds to. So it's that nut insert on the back of the wall. This is a typical T-nut that you may see on climbing walls. It has threads inside of it, and usually 4 prongs that get hammered down into the plywood to help it stay in place. I have simulated a messed up bolt. When I put on these washers last night, I put it on with some really good Loctite, and then I messed up the threads back here. So hopefully this will spin out. Let's check this out. Let's see what happens. T-nut is moving back and forth as I'm putting that pressure. That's a bad thing. So let's see if this will actually fail. See that it's starting to spin out now, and there we go. Complete failure. So now it doesn't matter if you go that way or that way trying to get it out. This is now a failed T-nut. What do you do? Alright, so the very first thing that you're going to try to do is we're going to knock out these little prongs that have folded up on us. So I'm going to take my multi-tool. Let's see if we can get up underneath here. And we can. So let's try to use something that we're not going to break, like the knife blade. I'm going to get a small screwdriver. Try to get up underneath here. Depending on the quality of the T-nut, it can actually be fairly easy to break these off. But what we're trying to do is we're just going to bend these up. They will usually break off like that. Might have to wiggle them back and forth. And we want to do opposites. Oh, come on. Get off of there. There we go. Now you can continue on here by pulling this one up and this one up. But for the example here, I'm just going to leave it just like that. We're going to take our impact driver and some screws. We're going to go right there in that corner. This is your first step, your first trial to get that out of there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to come back in here, see if it spins, and this is so messed up that that's just not quite enough. You can see that those screws are just peeling back out of the plywood. This is also partially due to the fact that this plywood is so old and brittle anyways. We know that's not going to work. Let's pull these screws back out, because we will reuse them unless they're completely destroyed, and we'll just throw them away. We're on to the more critical way of pulling this out, and this is what we had to do at the climbing gym the other day when a hold got stuck on the wall. And that is employ this guy, the angle grinder. Now when we cut this out, we actually don't need to cut off the bolt itself, even if the bolt is sticking out here. What is holding this on is not the whole T-nut itself where the threads are, but just the flange on the back. So we're going to make a cut here, here, and then we'll cut here and here, right up next to the bolt, and then we'll knock off these little corners to make that come out really easy. So, safety, and let's get going. Now, I accidentally went into the wood a little bit here. Try not to do that. I'll just peel that off. That side was much better. Now you can see we're going to be able to get this off. Just a little bit more cutting to do. There is a little bit of metal that's still attached here. We're bending it back and forth to get that metal fatigue, and it will break. Just peel right off of there. And because we cut close enough, just right on that line with this bolt, that is probably going to fall right out. Now I'm going to go ahead and just take an Allen tool, and I'm going to push it a little bit from the back side. Boom, there it goes. Now, behind the wall. This is going to be a little bit messed up. You definitely don't want to just throw one of these exact same 4-prong T-nuts back in there, and I would actually recommend not even doing the regular 3-hole T-nut in there. I would go with something that's a little bit better, and that is what I would recommend is these industrial T-nuts from Escape. I'll have a link down in the description below where you can buy these. They have a much wider flange, so when you are coming in here, you're going to be able to get that flange and where these screws are a little bit ways past where this wood has been damaged from the spinning T-nut. So these work really well. The only thing is that this requires a 1/2-inch hole, whereas most of these T-nuts are 7/16. So before we install this, we just need to get a 1/2-inch drill bit and drill this out. Super easy. We'll do that right now. I always go from the front of the wall to make sure that I don't mess up the surface here. I will run the bit in reverse just until I take that very surface off, and then I will run it regular so the bit can come in there and hone that hole out. And it works pretty well. So just so we get just past that first part. That way you're not ruining your surface. And then take it all the way down. That easy. Okay, now that we've drilled out that hole to a 1/2 inch, we can take these super nice industrial T-nuts from Escape, throw it in the back, and then 2 simple screws will go in here to hold that baby down. Because this is just a scrap board, I don't want to leave one of these super nice T-nuts in there, so we're just going to set this aside. What about that climbing hold that you have that now has this partial T-nut on with the bolt, like this one from our climbing gym? See that? It's not going to go through there. Ugh. So to save this hold, because we just don't want to throw it away, now we've got to cut that bolt out. But now we're not working behind the wall trying to save this hold. We can take this hold out exactly like this is, throw it down on the bench, and cut that out. And I'm going to do that right now. So this is the scenario that we had. I'm going to take a pair of vice grips, needle nose vice grips, so I can reach down in there as close as I can to the climbing hold, and that's just going to hold that in place. Now I can cut it. Oh, these are so dirty. Metal gets hot when you're cutting it with an angle grinder, so beware. Now, make sure that all of that old Tnut is off of there. We do have to throw away that bolt, and we wasted a T-nut, but we have our hold back. and can throw that back on the wall. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know by commenting down below. Also hit that like button. By liking the video, it helps people find it. Now, if you're new here, please subscribe. These videos like this are going to be coming out. I'm trying to do it a little bit more routinely and have something come out every single week. But I am a business owner and I'm working and doing different jobs on the side as well. So producing these videos does take some time away, and they really don't pay that well. Yeah, not well at all. If you want to know how much I am getting paid, I made a video on that, and it's it's definitely not minimum wage. If you would like to support the channel and me in producing these videos, one of the ways that you can do that is using the Amazon links that I put down below. And when you click on that Amazon link and go to Amazon, if that turns into a sale, something that's not already hanging out in your shopping cart, but a new sale, I will get a small percentage of that sale. So it'll help me out and it'll help you out because there's some great deals on Amazon, like these Tnuts. Hopefully I'll be able to find those and put them down there. These are actually a great Tnut, even if they're not on Amazon. I would recommend these if I got a portion of the sale or not. I really like them. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time right here on Climber Dad.